Okay, question 7. Find finite area enclosed between the line y equals 0 and the curve y equals x squared minus 4 absolute value of x. Interesting. Minus 12. Okay, so for these things, I've done lots of questions on integration. I always draw a graph when there's some dodgy area. All right, so let's draw the graph. So, y equals 0 is easy to draw, right? Okay, the question becomes, well, how on earth do I draw a quadratic with some sort of absolute value of x involved? All right, so don't panic. What you do, actually, is that you think of the original version of this quadratic first. All right, so what's the original version of this quadratic? Well, without the absolute value, right? And you know how to draw this because this factorizes very nicely. All right, you know where the roots are, so if you draw the graph, you know that it's something like, well, this. Okay, not the most accurate, but something along these lines. Right? Okay, and then, what's the change? What's the change? Well, it seems like only one of the x's became absolute values, right? So you don't really have a straightforward transformation for it. But actually, you can rewrite this x squared into absolute value of x squared, right? I mean, those are equivalents. This is the same as x squared, right? This is a classic technique. So therefore, the only transformation you need to do is that f of x became f absolute value of x. And you definitely know how to do this transformation from your A-level textbook, right? So what you do is that you keep this side of the curve because this doesn't get affected, right? Absolute value of a positive x does nothing. But then for the negative side, you do the things on the positive side. As in now you reflect it here and you get the other side. All right, it's a reflection in the y-axis. Cool. So now you realize what area you're dealing with. The area that you're dealing with is da-da. Right? Okay, and because it's a reflection in the y-axis, I can just find the area on the right-hand side and multiply by 2. Okay, so off we go. What do I do here? You integrate, right? You integrate from 0 to the root, which is 6, remember? 0 to 6 of the original quadratic, all right? You don't need to integrate with the absolute value, dx. Okay, and then now this becomes horrible integration, okay, which I'm very bad at, as you know. I always make a mistake somewhere. So a third x cubed minus, 2x squared minus 12x, and you sub in 6 and 0. All right, now you're meant to get a negative number, by the way. Yeah, you're meant to get a negative number because the area is below the x-axis, remember. Okay, so you're going to flip the sign at the end yourself. Okay, and then now you jam in, so that's 72 minus 72 again, I think. Yep, and then minus 72 again. Okay, coincidentally. And then have some water. Okay, so that gives negative 72. All right, so as expected is a negative number. Okay, so the area is 72, and then remember to multiply this by 2 to get both sides, so you get 144, which is the answer E. All right, there you go.